In the summer of 2016, I spent 3 weeks working 8 hours a day as a volunteer in the Salvation Army Croc Center's Junior Leaders Program. Together with the other volunteers, I was there to assist the counselors in any and every way possible as they led the Croc Center's day camp. Each week, I was assigned to a specific counselor/age group, and so I spent all day, every day, in close interaction with the same group of kids. It was this prolonged interaction that taught me to trust. This was particularly rewarding for me because for most of my life, I have tended to hold a skeptical viewpoint towards any kind of unproven claim. In other words, I've had real personal troubles with trust. I've even refused to believe my own siblings when they claimed to be sick, instead suspecting that they simply wanted to avoid something. I brought this attitude with me to my first week of Junior Leaders, or JL, where I was often required to settle disputes between campers and or report their misbehavior to the counselor. In this capacity, I found myself constantly seeing guilt in the campers, until eventually I realized I was seeing them through a tinted lens of my own making. So I spoke with my counselor on the subject, and she reminded me of the basic innocence of children, and encouraged me to practice giving the benefit of the doubt. The remaining 2 weeks provided me ample opportunity to do this, which I readily took advantage of, gradually building the habit of assuming the best, even when I expected the worst. The first reward the JL gave to me is that it required me to turn my personal weakness, hyperactive skepticism and suspicion, into the strength of trust and goodwill. On a basic level, my experience at JL was rewarding because it confirmed things I already knew about myself. That I like teamwork, and that I like interacting with young children. In a larger sense, those two aspects of my personality mean that I thrive on solidarity, and that I take great joy in witnessing learning. I grew up in a large family, in a community of large families. I've played organized sports for the past 12 years. My social life leans more toward road trips with my peers than quiet evenings with coffee. Counterintuitively, the buzz of activity created by a group is what I find the most relaxing. At JL, I was one of many volunteers. We had our lunches together, our own inside jokes, and a shared experience that made socializing effortless, perfectly suiting my extroverted character. As for the other integral aspect of JL, working with the campers, I found that nearly as enjoyable as socializing with the other JLs. This is not to say I was immune to frustration when fights broke out or when fingers were broken, but I loved the teaching. I have a knack for learning new things, in part because I pay close attention to the learning process itself. It fascinates me. Seeing my campers learn was therefore immensely rewarding.